who read the pollsters, the shutdown was a big factor, negative for the Republicans. And that was a big factor. And they say that I wasn't on the ballot was the biggest factor.
President Trump weighing on the government's shutdown, the government shutdown's impact, rather, on the elections at a White House breakfast he hosted just a short time ago with Republican senators. The shutdown, now the longest, of course, in history, a 36-day run here, a record. One of the senators who was at that breakfast is calling for an end to this with the passing of a clean CR. We've been unpacking that for weeks now. Let's welcome in Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson, also a member, we should mention, of the Senate Homeland Security, Budget and Finance Committees, and the chair of the Permanent Subcommittee on Investigation. Senator, great to have you on. Thanks for being here.
Hope you're doing well.
Thank you, sir. You're not only calling for an end to this standoff, you've actually proposed a bill. It's called the Eliminate Shutdowns Act. Makes a lot of sense. It would end shutdowns for good. You'd think you'd get bipartisan support on that right now. What came, meanwhile, pivoting a bit, of today's meeting with the president at the White House? Anything?
Well, first of all, I think the president made a very convincing case that Democrats, when they retain the majority in the Senate, that'll happen someday, the first thing they do is they will end the filibuster. They're dedicated to it. They purged the couple senators that voted against ending the filibuster when they did have the majority. So it's going to happen. When they do it, they will do it to maintain their power. Add new senators from Democrat states or districts. They'll pack the Supreme Court. So what the president is saying is we're not going to get any cooperation from the Democrats. I mean, you can see they're shutting down. They've taken their own family member hostage. We've been trying to free that hostage. They're not willing to do it. They're brazen. So they're not going to do anything to help Republicans pass legislation for the benefit of the American people. So he's saying the only way we can do that is end the filibuster, and I'm in 100% agreement. I actually have supported the filibuster in the past, but when when the Democrats showed us their hand, it's just obvious. I think everybody in that room realizes when the Democrats get the majority, they will end the filibuster. So we're probably better off doing it now for the benefit of the American people, as opposed to what the Democrats will do is they'll use it to maintain and really solidify their power for all time.
So to be clear, Senator, the headline out of that meeting at the White House this morning, you feel like the Senate's going to go ahead and follow the president's direction, request to end the filibuster. You think that's happening now? That's moving forward?
I can't speak for my colleagues. I was supportive in the meeting. I spoke to the president yesterday in terms of developing, basically a strategy. This is what the agenda would be. These are the highly popular piece of legislation the American people would support. For example, like the Eliminate Shutdown Act. If you ran a referendum on that in America, it would be wildly popular, but Democrats are opposed to it, and unfortunately the uniparty appropriators are also opposed to it. Apparently, they don't mind using government employees, the American population, as pawns in their maintenance of their power to pass spending bills that we can't afford. So, again, I think the American people want an end to these shutdowns for all time. That's what my Eliminate Shutdown Act would do.
What happens if the filibuster is ended, Senator, and the Republicans lose control of the Senate?
It's exactly what would happen when we lose control of the Senate. Democrats will nuke the filibuster. They'll add Senate seats from Democrat districts. They'll pack the Supreme Court. They will use their power to maintain power. Basically the end of the Senate, end of America as we know it. Republicans, if we end the filibuster, we'll use it for the benefit of the American people, passing pieces of legislation, for example, to repair the damage done by Obamacare, transition to a system that works, that keeps premiums down, so we don't have to keep masking the skyrocketing premiums with billions, tens of billions, hundreds of billions of dollars of these subsidies.